Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today we're taking a look at a uh, neck knife. This is the Cold Steel Mini Tack Bowie. So let's go ahead and just jump right in with this review. Blade length measurement, we are coming in at just shy of 3.75 inches. Yeah, I guess we could call it 3.65-ish. Something like that. But yeah. Let's do some size comparisons. I want to do size comparisons a little different for this video, but we will start off with our rats. There it is against the rats. I guess we should put these butt to butt since there's really no pivot on the mini tack. So there we go. And then, so yeah, it's about the same overall length as a Rat 2, a lot more cutting edge though. And then I want to compare it against some Cold Steels. Here's 8015. Here's a Recon 1. There we go. And then compare it against some fixed blades. First fixed blade I want to compare it against is another neck knife that I have here, the CRKT Spew. So there we go. There's how big that is. And then actually I want to compare it against a Cold Steel fixed blade that I love, but don't really have room for here. Here it is against the SRK. There we go. I think that'll do it for size comparisons. I didn't want to compare it against all my regular size comparisons just because it didn't really seem fitting. Anyways, what are we looking at here in terms of materials? So we have this really aggressive, really beautiful Bowie blade made of 8CR13 MOV. Okay. We have full tang construction, which is really nice, and we have G10 scales. There we go. As far as the sheath goes, it is Securex from Cold Steel. We have a breakaway chain. This is a neck knife. We do have holes drilled here that I guess you could use if you could find the right fitments. You could make this a belt-style carry. But, yeah. Securex for the sheath. There it is in the sheath. All right, let's go ahead and show some cutting, shall we? Alrighty, Cold Steel Mini Tack Bowie. First of all, I think we should talk about the carry. Let's get that out of the way. So as you can see here, it comes neck style. I'm sure you could find, the sheath has these little holes. It's a Securex sheath. I'm sure you could find some kind of attachment that you could use to wear it on a belt if you wanted to. The chain they give you is a breakaway chain, which is really nice. It's very long. So as you can see here, in order to shorten it up to my preferred size for a neck knife, I did this little cross threading for it. So yeah, it goes in really nice, has a nice solid click letting you know it's in place, and then comes out really nice with this little thumb push off there. So yeah, I like that a whole lot. The blade is 8CR13 MOV. It's a Bowie style, love that. Thickness behind the edge is average between, it gets a little bit, it goes from thinner to thicker and stuff like that. It's about 16 to 17 thousandths behind the edge, so that is not bad at all. That's pretty good actually. So, how is she cut? Let's go ahead and take a look. So I love clip point blades for their amazing slicing capabilities. Clip points, especially big belly Bowies, they slice so nicely. And this knife is no exception, if I can actually cut like a normal human. And stand that up. Let's tilt down. We're going to go and do some utility cuts here in a second anyways. Very nice and slicey. Let's go ahead and grab my rope. Where is the end of this rope? There it is. Pool noodle time. Let's go from this end. There we go. All right, let's talk a little bit. Whoop, coming back up here. Let's talk a little bit about ergos. I forgot to pick up my cardboard. There we go. So, the ergos on this knife look horrendous, right? They're not actually. So, this knife, I wouldn't say it's comfortable, but you have nice jimping here. This G10 is very aggressive. And with this huge choil here, you really get locked in. Like, you are locked in here so solid. So, the ergos, I'm actually going to say, are really, really nice. It holds in your hand. This is obviously based kind of around self-defense, but really, really nice in your hand. No problems there. All right, let's get back to the table. All right, let's go ahead and get into it with the Cold Steel Mini Tack. So, what do I like? What do I not like? First of all, there's a couple different versions of this knife. You can get a Tanto, you can get a full serrated Tanto, you can get this Bowie. I believe there's a Wharncliffe, I think. I'm not sure. Let me turn over here to my computer real quick and double check that. Let's see here. Oops. Yes, we have a clip point, the full serrated Tanto, a regular Tanto, and then we have a what they call the beaver tail, which looks like a Nessmuck, and the Kirdashi, which is basically the Wharncliffe I was thinking of. So, yeah, there we go. Cool. Really, really nice. So, anyways, yeah, a lot of different versions. I think the clip point just looks amazing. This is just, oh man, that's sexy. Really, really cool. Next thing, the blade performs really well. It's pretty nice and slicey. You know, you have a pretty low flat grind, honestly, but it comes down to a nice thin edge. Not very thick at all. Nice and swoopy. I do carry a neck knife occasionally, and this is one that I really did enjoy carrying. And not really for self-defense. If I was carrying this for the self-defense application, I think I would have rather gone with the Tanto or or maybe even the Kirdashi. But definitely a really, really cool one for EDC. You know, I like the nice sliciness. I like the thin. You know, this is really good for blister packs and stuff. So yeah, cool. I also use this a lot for woodwork, and it did well. Honestly, I use this to whittle quite a few things. I've had this knife for a long time, and as you can see, it is starting to get the wear and tear. The finish on the blade is a bead blast. I would preferred a stonewash, but it's okay. Jimming up here is really nice. And let's talk about the ergos, because look, the ergos look funky, right? There's no way this works in the hand, but it does. In fact, this knife feels really good in the hand. This knife is so locked in. I mean, the jimping here is good. The G10 here is very aggressively textured, and so you are really, really locked in. This big choil here,
I mean, that's not going anywhere. I can actually get, I mean, it's kind of a 3.5 finger grip, but I feel like it's a full grip on this knife, which is awesome. Coming out of the sheath, too, I mean, you can see you only have this sticking out, but I got to where I really enjoyed getting this out of the sheath because my fingers would just go exactly where they're supposed to. So when I go to grab it, put this finger here, thumb here to push off. Let's get this more on screen. Thumb here to push off. Push off. This finger goes in there. And bam, I'm ready to rock and roll. And of course, you know, if you're getting this for tactical reasons, you know, like with the Tanto version, I mean, you can get that out very fast and your fingers are exactly where they need to be. You don't have to, you know, pull it out and then readjust. It's very easy to just have it out, which is really, really nice. Stop dinging at me, computer. Shut up. Which is really nice. So yeah, the ergos work very well. Next, I want to talk about the 8CR13. In the cutting video, it was going dull, and actually I have not sharpened this knife since then, but I did strop it a little bit. I like the 8CR on this. I know, everyone, 8CR. Cold Steel does a good job with all their steels. I'm actually pretty impressed with their 8CR13. But also, for the price of this knife, which we'll get into in my final conclusions, it's not bad. And I mean, this knife, everything that you need to do to maintain this knife, you can do it with one of these. You know, just keep it stropped up and everything. And it, you know, as you saw there, it strops up very, very nicely. So, no problem whatsoever with that. Yeah, really, really cool. I like that it's full tang. I mean, that there's really not a whole lot to go over here. I do like the sheath. I like that it has a breakaway chain, you know, in case this gets caught in anything, it just breaks away. They give you a very long chain, but you can, you know, thread it in the sheath however you want to adjust it to your preferred carry. This is how I have mine set up. This holds it at pretty much the optimal spot for me. It's not super heavy. It is kind of big, but I see this as a neck knife plenty, and it works. Fit and finish is really good. You can see here, if it'll focus, the G10 and the steel, they line up really nice. It's very smooth in there. You know, you have very good traction and grippiness out here. And then you have a nice smooth area in here. Yeah, it works good. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. It's a piece of steel with some G10 on it, and it works in the hand. It slices well. It's easy to maintain. The sheath works fine. You know, there we go. What do I not like? I'll be honest. There's not a whole lot that I don't like here. Another thing I could point out is that the balance is exactly where you want it to be. You know, probably because that's probably why they milled these holes back here. I mean, maybe the G10 is a little too grippy, but I mean, especially if you're thinking tactically, which I'm not a tactical expert, but it works good. I mean, I've had this knife for a long time, and I struggled, you know, getting ready for the review because I kept thinking, I don't have enough complaints. I really don't. Maybe the 8CR13 is, you know, I mean, it's not a super impressive steel, but again, it's easy to maintain it at the price. I just don't have very many complaints at all. The bead blast, I would have preferred a stonewash. This takes marks pretty easy. That's about it. Let's go on to my final conclusion. Okay, final conclusions on the Cold Steel Mini Tack. Look, I think you can already guess what I'm going to say. It's good. What's the price on these? The clip point versions are, I think they're the cheapest one. These come in at like $22. I think the Kiridashi is... No, the Kiridashi is the same price. All the others are like, I think, $30. Look. How can I complain? 8CR and G10... $22 for this, I feel like is a fantastic deal. This is just a really, really good EDC neck knife. Why would you carry a neck knife over anything else? Well, one thing about a neck knife is it's really accessible. Putting it back while you're in the middle of work isn't something that I enjoy doing because I'm afraid I'll stab myself in the chest. But if I need to access something quickly, and this is just hanging there, I have it out, I can use it, and then instead of putting it back in the sheath, set it aside, keep doing what I'm doing, and then when the job is done, put it back in the sheath. I really do think that neck knives have a place. I've carried neck knives for EDC in a bunch of different scenarios. I feel like a dead horse. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. I feel like a dead horse. I mean, sometimes I do feel like a dead horse. Oh, well, we're not going to contemplate any existential crisis. I'm going to start this video over again. I'm stuttering. This is why you do not film videos after a full day of work, homework, and an exam. Because then you're just fried and you're setting yourself up for failure. Anyways, we will go on. What I'm saying is, I say this a lot. I use knives in a very, very diverse set of environments. And as you guys know, when I'm not at college in the city, I live on a cattle ranch. I work in the woods. I do a whole bunch of stuff. And I've EDC'd this knife as a neck knife in all of those different scenarios. And it's just a very good knife, whether I want to break down some cardboard, do some whittling, cut some rope. This works great. In fact, something that I love about this knife actually is in the wintertime, feeding cows. The way we'll feed the cows is either from a tractor will rake out a round bale, or we'll get on a flatbed pickup and throw flakes of a square bale of hay off. And so it's cold in the winter times. Northern New Mexico gets very cold. In fact, our ranch is at an elevation of about 8,500 feet. Pretty high, especially by New Mexico terms. And we get pretty cold up there, especially the wind chill. I mean, the wind chill will be down, negative 30s pretty regularly, if not colder. And so I'm bundled up. And when you're bundled up, having a knife in your pocket is a little bit troublesome. It's a little bit hard to get to sometimes. So having it hanging around my neck, I could grab it, cut the strings on the hay bale, and then just put the knife aside for a second, throw the hay out, and then when the job's done, put it back in its sheath. I like that a lot. And this knife is very usable with gloves. It does work in the hand, even with gloves. And so I appreciate that. I'm getting a little bit rambly, but bottom line, can I recommend this? Yes, I can. In fact, I think you should have one. Another role that this knife serves for me, besides just being a neck knife, is I'll throw this in my backpack a lot. Or I keep this in my truck a lot of the time. It's just a very handy blade to have around. And I know that I want to get one of the Tanto versions. In fact, I want to collect all of the Cold Steel Mini Tacks because I like them that much. So, yes, I can definitely recommend this. As a budget neck knife, this is hard to beat for both EDC and tactical purposes. This is a fantastic knife, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You probably did because it was a little bit shorter than some of my other videos. Not super short, though, because I struggle to make short videos. But anyways, yeah, definitely go pick one up. If you like cold steel, if you like working budget knives, this is a great one. I can definitely recommend it. And I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Gideon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.